All right, so I'm going to go ahead, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and bring Elijah in since we are running late this evening. I don't want to keep people waiting. And again, I apologize for the glitches today. And for those of you who have not heard me channel Elijah before, it's very different than my channeling with Metatron. Elijah uses my voice much differently. While he doesn't really have an accent, he has a very low tone, and sometimes it's hard to hear. So if you're having difficulty hearing, please, if somebody will just give a shout out to him so that he will get a little more uh, vocal. So enjoy, and I will see you at the end. Blessings upon you. We welcome you to this evening's gathering. Let us take a moment and all come together as beings of the light. Each and every one of you holds a unique and special light within you. Your light is part of a greater light, and we would remind you that each time you come together in love, in light, in harmony, that you change your world. We would ask you to please bring yourself to your heart center. Bring yourself into your divine presence. Bring yourself into the heart of your God I am presence. Begin to expand that light outward, filling up your body, filling up the room in which you sit. Expand your beautiful light to place its shining brightness across your planet. Spread it out across the cosmos. That is how brightly you shine. You are an intricate thread of the divine.
You are needed upon your planet. We would say to you to continue to keep your vibration as high as possible. Please do not get caught up in chaos. Please do not get caught up in fear. Please do not get caught up in what it is that you call the politics upon your planet. We would say that if you can remain in your place of light, your place of love, that it changes everything around you. It changes the collective consciousness. You change the collective consciousness. This planet is at a critical point, as is humanity. You have already shifted this planet and your souls. It is already done. You are just remembering who you are and the power that you hold within your light. We would say to you, beloved ones, that the next months to the completion of your year is going to be all about releasing what is still the heavy energies within you, still healing and observing your traumas. It does not matter how many times you have healed something. It's going to be coming back up for you again to take another look at. It is important that you use your time well to be with your feelings. It is all an inside job, beloved one. For those of you with questions about your path, it begins inside. Your connection with your soul is imperative at this time. Please take time to talk to your soul. Take time to feel what you feel. This is not the time for distraction. This is the time to come together as community to make a difference. And it is time to shine your light individually as well. Everything you do matters. For those of you that are on the healing path, that have been doing your deep spiritual work, feeling your feelings is nothing new. But there are many of you on the path who have been trying to hold only what you consider the positive polarity. This is out of balance, beloved one. You must embrace the whole. You must embrace that divine masculine and divine feminine Christ principle. You must embrace all the feelings. When you do, you create the space upon your planet for others to do the same. And if everyone can feel their feelings and feel the truth of those feelings, healing upon your planet will begin to take place. The war that is occurring in Israel and Palestine is a war that has been on the planet for generations and generations. It keeps coming back, it keeps coming to a head and exploding. The reason that is happening, beloved ones, because every time it explodes, it creates an opportunity for change, for healing, for everyone in the world to come together and create something different. But that difference does not begin with pointing a finger or saying this is right or that is wrong or you are right or you are wrong. It is about finding the place of judgment within you. It is about finding the hate within you, the anger within you, and healing that within you. And as you do, it opens up the possibilities for new ways for peace to be upon this planet. We are begging you today to bring your attention to your evolution. Whether you feel that you know what your path is or not, right here, right now, in this moment is where you are meant to be. There is nothing else, beloved one. This breath, this moment, this breath, this moment, this breath, this moment. If you will allow us to do so, we would like to offer an attunement to peace. If you do not want to receive the attunement, just go ahead and cover your heart, and we will pass over you as we attune. We would ask that you put everything out of your hands. Relax your body. Let your belly be loose. Let your shoulders be soft and your jaw, let it go. We are going to bring in the language of light, and you might notice that you see colors or feel within your physical body how that light begins to seat itself within you. Take a nice deep breath and join us. So, yeah, yani mo shanayan su kya yan tum chu su no so this ai sung si ta ho Thank you for all that received. We are open to receive questions, but we would request that your questions today be for the collective, that your questions embrace what is the healing of your planet. We are open to receive you. Does anyone have a question? You're going to have to speak up for us.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Thank you for that beautiful healing. Um, so my question for the collective, um, I'm just for this group, because we're here, and we're probably awake more than some of the people who are still a little bit asleep on the planet. Does everybody ascend? Or are some people still so deeply asleep that they're not registering these energies and going in for the inside job?
There are still those upon your planet that are sleeping, but the nature of the soul is to evolve, to awaken, and there is nothing in this universe that is static. So even those that sleep will eventually awaken. It may not be this time around, it may not be this lifetime, but they will awaken. Even source continues to expand, and so the soul has no option but to continue to expand as well.
Thank you. And I've heard that there's like a splitting. Is everybody going to be together in this? A splitting of a timeline? Do I understand that right?
There's many different perceptions that are being shared. We would say to you that your timelines are condensing, collapsing, if you will. And so what normally would feel like a year feels like 6 months. You have been experiencing that in this year. We know for many there is, how do we say this? There is a collective that is holding the light for a specific outcome, as all of your souls do. Time is not the same at that level as it is here in your human experience. So if you can let go of it's going to be at this time or this many years, and instead follow the light, increase the light, share the light, heal yourself to the best of your ability. All is in divine order. Source has everything all held, all planned out.
Of course. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
indeed. Does anyone else have questions?
Hi, Elijah. This is Jenny.
Hello, beloved.
Hello. Regarding the collective, I was trying to figure out how to put this in a good question, but I guess besides praying, besides meditating, sharing the light, what's the best thing that I could do to serve in this time or any time? Like,
Right.
can, can you help me to kind of focus my attention in
Right.
the most important areas?
We would be happy to do so. Each and every one of you have different perceptions about what sharing the light looks like. For those of you that are doing your spirit's work full time, it looks one way. For those of you that are parents or grandparents or just beginning your path, it looks different. So you share your light by living from the heart, living from the soul, being guided as to what direction to take from your soul's journey, your soul's perspective. And that takes time to sit and listen and pay attention to that. Mm. You will um, be well served to each and every day. Imagine that you embody the light, that you vibrate at the highest vibrational frequency of light, so that every step you take, everything you touch, anchors that vibration upon this planet and in this reality. For those of you that are connected to your guidance and you are channeling those energies through you, you are integrating those energies of your guidance. As you do, you begin to vibrate at the rate that they vibrate. And again, you will anchor those frequencies here upon your planet. So connect with your guides, embrace them, create relationship, embody them. But the light lives within the whole of you. But it can be most felt when you think of and consider how to do everything in your life from the heart center. Does that assist you, Jenny?
Yes, Elijah, thank you so much.
Did good. You can do it. You have all the tools. All right. Are you complete? Are
I
you
think so.
complete with the question?
I think so. Thank you.
It. Does someone else have a question for Elijah?
Elijah, I have a question. You spoke about divine order. Can you expand a bit more on exactly your thoughts of divine order?
We will be happy to do that. There is nothing that is outside of the purview of God, of Source, universe, whatever you call it. Nothing outside the purview of God. Does not matter what it looks like in the world. It's all God. And if you can come to the understanding that there is nothing outside of God, then you can begin to understand what is divine order. It is God having an experience. You are a thread of God's experience, beloved one. And so God is in every life. God is upon the planet. God is in the dark as well as the light. You must understand this. There's nothing outside of Source. And that is the best way that we can describe divine order to you. Source knows it all. Source has the big picture. Source already has completed what is happening upon your very small planet. This is divine order. It is all held in the heart of God. Does this assist you?
It certainly does, but it opens up many more questions.
Well, we will entertain another if you like.
No, I'm fine at the moment. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We want to remind you about free will.
Yes.
Yeah, it exists, beloved. And it is also within divine order. All right. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Indeed. We know that there are many of you out there that have some questions. Please feel free to step forward. We will be happy to receive you. For those of you doubting yourself today, we would remind you that you're more than what sits in your chair. If you can find a way to let go of your self-doubt, you will find your wings, beloved ones. Any other questions for Elijah?
I have a question.
Indeed. Hello, beloved.
My question is, and this may have been asked because I haven't been here the whole time, so pardon me if it is. Artificial intelligence is coming at us very quickly. And what is it that the collective and each individual person can do to manage that, to live with that, to evolve with that in our presence?
Yeah, and it's going to be up to the individual. You can ignore its existence, you can use it as a tool, or you can fight against it and be distracted. And we would say that there are going to be many things being presented upon your planet that are meant to distract you from the light. There has been judgment made about what is AI, and it has been deemed negative in most places. Why? Why? Why?
Am I to answer that?
It's good. It's a good question for everyone. And we don't mean to put you on the spot, beloved Mickey, but there mm, is a lot. There's a lot of information that's not exactly mm, being looked at about AI. And so, always with everything, use your discernment. If you are someone who feels in your discernment that you will avoid AI, then beautiful. There are those that will use their discernment and use it as a tool. So be it.
I am of the opinion that it is testing us in a way to come to this conclusion that this is hard. There is no good and no bad. There are only things that can be used with a more positive or a more negative intent. And it's really all about how we live out of the heart, how we live with love, with compassion, with respect, gratitude, and kindness, as to how this can work or not work in our world. And if we keep using the good versus bad scenario, it won't go well for us.
Yeah. If you can consider it a tool, it's not necessarily a tool that you must use, but a lot of good will be done with AI, and a lot of not so good will be done with AI. But it's like everything else upon the planet, right? And everything has a duality, a polarity. We would ask you to stand in the neutral polarity, all of you, whether it be about the war, about AI, about any of the other things that are happening, because from your neutral place, you find your power.
Thank you.
That in the still point, in the heart of God, that's where you find your power.
Thank you.
Mm,
That
indeed.
resonates. I just met with a bunch of very high executives who are running the AI companies, and a bunch of people in the spiritual realms, to talk about how to blend the two together.
Yeah.
And that's why it was on my mind.
Beautiful.
And yeah, and I do feel like I stand right in the middle.
Right. Then so be it.
Thank you.
Indeed, beloved one. Thank you for your question.
May I ask a follow-up question to that, Elijah? This is Jenny again.
Yes.
So I'm always just curious, when you were saying that there are, for instance, AI, that, there are things here that are meant to distract us. I'm always curious where that comes from. This might be a little off topic, but if it's okay that I ask that, it's something that I always wonder about.
All right. So there are always distractions upon your planet. And there are those that would keep you distracted, because when you are distracted, your vibrational frequency is lower. You forget that you have power. You forget that you are the light, that you are a divine being. And so that is what we would say about that, is that there are many that will keep you and most of the planet subjugated in one form or another through your social media, through your television, through AI, through your foods, sugar and wheat. And so those that are distracted are easily controlled. And that's as deep as we want to get with this.
Thank you.
Indeed.
If I can follow up on that, Elijah, this is Therese.
Hello, Therese.
And yes, there is that. As I work with people getting to their higher self, I'm saying there's a cloud up here, but there's this grayness that's been putting all of these programs to not let us find our brilliance. In my layman term, and it's like, how do we get rid of the gray cloud? Are they always going to be able to put these programs up that they're running the show?
Right.
You can
And
help.
so what we would do is send you back to the soul, because there's a lot of healing being done that is forgetting the soul aspect of the person that is being healed. And so the soul has the bigger picture, like source, Therese.
Yes.
Has the bigger picture, but there becomes the human desire of what they want healed, and not paying attention to the soul's desire and its journey. And so one of the ways to begin to move through that gray area is always tag back to the soul. There's no gray area in the soul.
Right.
My friend, no gray area in the soul, no gray area in the good I am of each and every soul, right? When you are working through that, you will begin to find that the gray area begins to disappear. And it may be that your healing begins to change a little bit to accommodate that. Right. You understand what we are saying?
Yes. I know my healing is changing. I do know that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Beautifully so. Right. But it is so much of healing is out there, right? And the soul is bringing everything kind of back internally, right? Because why? Because right now is a prime evolutionary time for your humanity. And so the soul is kind of gearing up for that push for its evolution. You feel that, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so the healing, whatever traumas, whatever disease in the body, right? It is going to be healed through the soul aspect.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Does this assist you?
Very much. Thank you.
Good. Thank you for the question. Hello, David, my friend.
Hello, Elijah. Pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to see you as well. Thank you for all you do.
We are honored, and as Therese says, we are, on behalf of the collective, we're more diligently doing the work of the soul, both within ourselves and for others.
Indeed. Thank you.
Mhm.
You know, it is often forgotten that those in the unseen support you not only energetically, but we celebrate your successes and we celebrate your growth. And we would like all of you to know that you're doing a beautiful job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because as you evolve, Elijah evolves.
Mm.
As you evolve, Elijah evolves, Source evolves. We are in a beautiful dance, yes.
Yes.
Very true.
Indeed. Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions for Elijah?
Elijah,
yes.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
There's someone else though that has a question too, so whomever wants to go first is fine.
I'll go after you.
Okay, thank you. I have a question going back to the condensing of time, because that has been on so many people's minds. And it seems that now that the holidays are coming up, you go back and you think of when the last holiday was here, and it seems like it was 2 months ago instead of 12 months ago. And the world seems to be spinning and it can get a little overwhelming. Do you have any advice for us as a collective on how to assimilate the time condensing into our own human bodies?
Yes. Yeah. And one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to manage your energy. Managing your energy is critically important upon your planet at this time. For many of you who have studied with this channel and with Metatron, have heard about being neutral like a tree, running your energy up and down instead of in 1,000 different directions. This is important. If you can raise your frequency, if you can manage your energy, then anything that is happening around you is going to be much smoother. You won't have the peaks and the valleys of experience. It will be much more even flowing. So
Understood.
if there are those that don't know how to be a tree, then we encourage you to reach out or command, see Metatron next month.
Thank you,
Does,
Elijah. Thank
does
you.
this assist you,
It
beloved?
certainly does, yes.
Good, thank you. Good. All right. All right. Who was the other person who had the question?
Oh, that's me, Elijah. And
Hello.
thank you. This is profound. This is the first time I've heard you, and I'm really engaged in this, really enjoying it or getting a lot out of it. So I have a question that's actually coming through so strong that I think I'm just kind of a voice for it. I don't know. But it started with the AI, maybe a couple of questions before that, but as the AI kept building with the different questions that people had and you're answering and all of that, it was like the crystal kingdom just kept coming forward and forward. And it's like pushing me to, and I'm like, oh, I hope I get on the call because the question, because, you know, it needs to be asked. And I honestly don't even know what it is I want to ask other than the sense of it is
like even well, my original question that I was going to ask is with the physical conflict going on the surface of the earth, how much does that affect the inner earth, and how, and then as the crystal, as I thought about that and the questions progressed, this crystal kingdom energy intelligence is just so huge right now that it's minimizing all that conflict, like it's just little kids fighting in a sandbox or something. So I'll,
Right.
yeah.
So we love the question about is what's happening on the surface impacting what is happening in the center of the earth. And so we would say to you, when you have a bellyache, does it impact the rest of your body? When you have a headache, does it impact the rest of your beingness? Yeah, you feel it. And while you still may be able to, continue with your day or maintain whatever it is that you must do, it is still there. You are aware of it and you feel it. And so, yes, everything that is happening upon the top of the earth is felt all the way through Gaia. She is a sentient being. And the crystals upon the planet, and there are going to be new crystals being found within the next 2 years that are going to be very high vibrational, that will go a long way in helping to shift the energies upon the planet. The crystals are your allies. We cannot stress enough that wearing them, having them in your space will help you to manage your vibrational frequency. Begin to remember that, like your guidance, crystals are your allies and have ability to support you and bring healing and balance and grounding. Does this assist you, beloved one?
It does. Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah. Crystals are going to be finding their way into the mainstream more and more and more as time goes on over the next several years. They're going to be something that starts out as a novelty for many and then becomes something that feels important, feels like it does something in their space, and it does. So adopt a crystal or two, or like this channel, a whole house full. Thank you for your questions.
Oh, thank you for your answer. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Trust your instincts, beloved one. Trust your instincts.
Thank you.
Right. Any other questions for Elijah?
I do have a question. Hello, Elijah. This is Roberto.
Hello.
So the question is related to polarity and vibrational levels. So looks like in the past there was polarity, but we didn't feel it too much. And now that the vibrational levels are increasing, the polarity also increases and creating. So does it mean that the more that we increase the vibration, the polarity will keep increasing all the time? How, if you can explain a little bit that relation?
So when speaking of polarity, there is a positive, a negative, and a neutral polarity to all things. And so the positive and the negative have a lot of what we would call leeway or bandwidth. They expand and contract all the time. That is why we talk about neutrality as a state of being. That when you are in the neutral field, you are the still point between the positive and the negative polarities. You bring balance. That is what the neutral pole does. It brings continual balance to what is the positive and negative pole. And when we say positive and negative, we're not talking good and bad. Just everything has a positive charge and a negative charge and the neutral. So when you live your life from what is the neutral polarity, you carry balance everywhere you go. So it doesn't matter what's happening within the positive polarity or the negative polarity, because they will be continually moving and you will not. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does make sense.
Okay. It is that, so many look at polarities, positive polarity, negative polarity as good and bad. But that is not the truth. There's positive and negative polarities in everything, in your pen, in your computer, and everything in your world has a positive, negative, and neutral charge, like a battery. It's about the energy. Right. So that's why managing your energy becomes so important.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Indeed. Our pleasure. Good to see you. All right. Anyone else have a question for Elijah?
Hello. This is
Hello.
Hello. I have a question about the children of today and the forthcoming. I
Yes.
feel that's our almost a way of salvation in a sense. They are here, they're coming through, and I just feel they're such light beings that are coming through that it's helping. And I just want to put that out there more and more so people see that and understand that. And I just wanted your input on what that's all about.
Beautiful. You are absolutely correct. There have been new souls coming to the planet for a number of years, and they each bring something special, a special light. What you're going to notice is that there are going to be another flood of really bright beings coming to your planet. These souls hold what we would call very new soul codes. And so as they come here, they come for a specific purpose, to bring enlightenment to humanity, to the collective, to help to bring peace to the planet, to really bring healing and universal understanding, oneness. They actually carry within their soul, within their DNA, codes, light codes, and soul codes that give them special awareness, you will find that many of them are very, very psychic in touch with all of their psychic abilities. This is purposeful. This has been planned as those souls have planned to come at this time to assist humanity, to assist evolution on the planet. And so, yes, they are special. What is important is helping those souls to stay awake when they come to the planet. It is one thing that Metatron is doing at this time is to help those that are coming stay awake, not have to go to sleep because they are misunderstood and then have to wake up later again, right? It is all about helping the new souls that come in to be able to embrace who and what they are and stay awake.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you for your question. Do you have any of those souls in your life?
Lots.
Indeed. And so please help them stay awake.
Yeah. Trying.
Yeah. Yeah. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for Elijah? If there are no more questions, we will be complete. So we will ask again any questions for Elijah.
Hello, I have another question.
Indeed.
This is related to the energy, but is the electrical electricity and all that. So most of these resources are taken from the earth to create the electricity nowadays. Is there going to be a different type of energy where you don't have to extract or take advantage of the earth, if you can say, in the future?
Energy is energy. That is a misperception. Energy is energy. Positive, neutral, negative pole. Vibration is a different thing. And there are different levels of vibrational frequencies that are not necessarily connected to polarities. So Gaia at this time is creating new vibrational frequencies within herself to assist her to heal and to expand and to experience her own evolutionary process. So those frequencies will be felt by those that reside upon her. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It is difficult to understand. There's low, slow waves of frequency and very, very high and fast waves of frequency. You have the ability as a human to tap into a certain level of frequency until you grow, and then you are tapping into a higher level of vibrational frequency, right? So does Gaia. As she grows, she shifts her frequencies. Okay. Does this assist you?
Yes and no. I was more talking about like we need right now oil, or we need uh, stuff from the earth, inside of the earth, for us to, for the cars, for the transportation. Is that going to change in the future? That's what I was referring to, the energy part.
Your planet is beginning to run out of those resources, and the truth of the matter is that those resources that keep being taken to make fuel for your cars are really no longer needed. It is an antiquated way of being. It is an antiquated system. So as the source dwindles, then mankind will come up with better ideas on how to make their cars go and heat their homes and, fuel their stoves. It's already been discovered. It's already there. It is just that there are those that would control by controlling the resources. So yeah, eventually you will find that the changes must come about. They must. Does that assist you?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the question, Rob. All right. Anyone else have a question? Is everyone feeling complete? We feel a couple of questions, but perhaps there is a hesitancy to ask. So, all right. But if you want to brave it, we will happily answer the question.
Elijah, may I ask one more question? Thank you. You were speaking of Gaia and with everything that's happening on the surface, having a bellyache. Yet many of us every day ground ourselves from source down to Gaia's crystalline core. Would it be, and in so doing, add our positive energy to us, but we are also asking for her energy into us? Is it best now to ground from source to source for her and for us? Or is it still okay to go into that crystalline core and give to her and do a sharing of energy?
Well, what are you sharing? What energy are you sharing?
Love and healing.
Beautiful. So you are in relationship with Gaia. And she has supported humanity for longer than you can count.
Correct.
There are very few of you who actually offer her love and support. Mostly people are grounding and releasing their stuff into Gaia.
Okay.
We say that if you are going in clean and you are an ally of Gaia, then blessings to you. Continue to do so. But we would also remind you that for your evolutionary process, grounding up into the heart of Source lifts you. As it
Okay.
lifts you, it also lifts Gaia.
Ah,
You
okay.
remember
Thank
the
you.
exercise of grounding up.
Yes.
For those that are here and do not know, you imagine that you put your favorite crystal in the heart of Source, and it is huge. And you imagine that you draw down Source energy all through the center of your energy core. And when you come to your root chakra, instead of grounding into Gaia, you make a U-turn with your energy and take it back to the center of Source and wrap it around your crystal, and it pulls you up. And during times of great chaos on this planet, that is a tool that helps to keep you out of the chaos and helps you to keep your vibration high. Right.
Thank you.
Indeed. There's nothing wrong with sharing love with Gaia.
Right.
But grounding up is also a tool to, discern it for yourself and see for
Oh,
you,
yes.
beloved one, for you, grounding up is important.
Okay. I do know that sometimes the grounding up can make you sway. You kind of it's more loose than that more solid tree, so to say. So sometimes if I'm going to work, I'll ground down, but going up, I will get used to the sway.
Right. And you create your reality with it.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
can, if you perceive that you are anchored in the heart of God and you're solid, then that is what you will experience. If you find yourself floating a little bit, then shift your perception.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Indeed. Our pleasure.
May I add something to that, please, or just that's brought up a question? Asking Mother Earth then to transmute our negative energy, is that not preferable anymore?
Well, let's look at it on a smaller level. Gaia is a sentient being. She's conscious like you. And say that everyone around you, everyone you meet says, oh, I want to give you all my negative energy, all my pain, all my hurt. Will you kindly take it, please? What would happen to you?
Okay, I get it. So what do we do then when we want to get rid of our negative energy?
You transmute it. You can transmute your own energy. You can ask for help from your guidance. You can shift whatever is a lower vibrational frequency into light. You can return anything that feels like it needs to be shifted like that. You can lay it at the feet of Source.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for making me very much aware of that.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. And if there's anyone who has written in what is the notes, we are not getting those. So if you have a question, please speak it out loud.
Is it okay to ask about my business?
You may ask us, yes.
I think I'm doing good. I had a good week, but it's been tough. Any hints? Any? I work for God.
Yes, indeed. You do. And thank you for remembering that not everyone remembers who they work for. And my friend, just because you work for God does not mean that it's always going to be smooth. But you are always held and always connected, and you have all the support that you need and want if you will remember to ask for what you want and what you need. That is an important part because free will, yes. And so please don't forget to ask for what you want and what you need.
Okay.
And thank you for your service.
I wouldn't know any other way to do it.
Say that again.
I would not know any other way to do it.
Good. And so are you teaching others to do the same?
I'm not in that place. Not in that place.
So, and my friend, you lead by example. Don't hesitate to let yourself shine.
But if I paid enough dues, have I cleared enough energies, enough old energies and karma? Is it time?
Well, you are a master, and we would like to remind you that that is what lives within you. Please don't forget. Please remember. And as you do, you will help others to remember as well. Right?
Interesting.
Right.
We'll have to continue in a private session.
We could not hear.
We'll have to continue this in a private session. You do privates?
You would have to speak to our channel.
Okay.
The short answer is yes.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Anyone else have a question for that which I be? Right. Then we are going to be complete for today. Thank you so much for being present, for sharing your light today. Blessings to each and every one of you. We will look forward to seeing you again. Namaste.
Thank you, Wendy.
Time to put my glasses back on so I can see you guys. Hi, Marty.
All right, thanks.
How did
Yes.
everybody do? Everybody doing okay?
Yes,
That was
thank you.
amazing, Wendy. Thank you. Thank you.
Kelly, hi. Hi, so everybody, this is Kelly, and Kelly and I are going to be offering an event on Friday, December the 8th, same time as this one, and it's not dueling Metatrons, but it's called Seeing Double, and we will both be channeling Metatron at the same time, bringing information, answering questions. It's really cool. We hope that you'll join us.
When you say this is Kelly, I'm not sure who you're pointing
Kelly,
Oh.
say hi.
Here.
Ah,
Hi, I'm
okay.
Kelly.
okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Kelly
Nice
also
to see
channels
you.
Metatron. So we're going to have a fun evening of two Metatrons.
Yes, we're very excited.
Yeah, it will be really fun. So thank you everybody that came today. Sorry about the glitches at the beginning. I hope you received and enjoyed. And so I will look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Guys,
All
thank
right.
you so much,
Bye.
Wendy.
Hey, guys.
Thank
Hi.
you.
Yeah,
Love
hi
you.
guys. Bye.
Beautiful.
Bye. See you guys
Thank you
later.
so much.